on to another Black Lightning review, Amped Up. So tonight we had the Omega. You really impressed me, Black Lightning. You had me worried. you had me. Ooh,
much better than the last.
Heart palpitations. That's all I can say.
I will say this: the title was fitting, Omega, because there was a last to a lot of things in here. But we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. So essentially, they were able to put a bow on a number of things. Still, not everything, but a bow on a number of questions we had. A number of reveals for next season to look forward to, and yeah, some things came to an end this episode. Mm-hmm. So how about we start with not necessarily character arcs, but let's start with characters. So overall assessment of the Masters of Disaster. What we got?
I thought they were overhyped and a little bit weak.
Yeah, kind of a letdown.
I was expecting much more CG action to go down between them, especially for what they've been showing. Yeah. In all honesty, Black Lightning should have killed the water chick.
Yeah, I'm gonna say some stuff. This may be a little controversial, but I'll power through it anyway. The water girl looks ugly. I don't care about her. She's gross looking and dumb and stupid. Cold Snap, Nappa. You were overhyped and you did nothing. You had the most. The one person who was the most powerful of them was the Shakeway. And he just came in and was like, and I'm here too.
Yeah, I was like, as soon as he would start passing, like Black Lightning was folding them up, giving them some of them 2-piece sandwiches. Mm-hmm. And then the fire dude was kind of like, fuck it, I have fire.
Yeah, like he was the loudest talking one, and then Lala comes in and off him.
Yeah, that's another thing that killed me. All this hype, and you get taken out by 2 to the chest. I was like, what made you the super bad guy? If a dude in a 90s velour suit can just roll up on you, is you the bad guy?
I know we ain't been cool, Black Lightning, but I'm trying to kill Tobias. Go get your homegirl.
That shit had me rolling. Because, first of all, he was so cool about it. He was like, no, I would pop one in you, but we ain't beefing. By the way, your heifer is drowning. He was so unfazed by it. Meanwhile, Thunder's over there practicing her goldfish face.
I guess that was the meta that was the workout. And she was such a disappointment. What is her name? The water, Aquafina. We'll call you Aquafina. You don't get your comic book name. You suck.
So, end of the day, the Tantrum Quartet, whatever. We're not even sure what really happened to them at the end. We know one died.
But they were talking that good shit.
Of course, they
especially Nappa.
30 years out of ice, you gotta talk.
He was like, Tobias, what is the power level of Black Lightning?
It don't even matter. All right, next, let's move into Lala, aka Tattoo Man. As we talked about already, he came in, helped out Black Lightning and Thunder, and he moved on to his. Well, first he rolled up on Jen as she was spazzing down the street.
Wait! You gotta phrase that correctly. First, bullets rang out of nowhere, and then he rolled up into camera frame. Cause I'm like, who bucked it?
You ain't doing it right. Okay, first of all, you see a shimmer from a Sean Johnson. Then he rolls up to Gabby and said, "What set you class?"
I don't know what he said.
Look, I'm just here trying to put this little girl out of fire.
Well, I'm sorry, why does Lala look like his head is heavy?
He do this all the time. Like I'm afraid that man need a chiropractor.
I'm just saying, he got a lot on his mind.
He died in 2018. Every time he comes back, his clothes regress further.
All right, so after those couple of encounters with the super team, he finally rolls up on Tobias.
Wait, you know he don't wear no shirt put in that velour.
No, it's too hot.
Okay,
it's too hot.
He wear a tank top because he ripped it off when Tobias summon the dead or whatever he did.
We might get there. So, you know, he comes in, he's talking that good stuff, and he got the best power he knows, the gun.
Like, if you look under Wikipedia, the tattoo man, apparently his sub power is gun.
His arsenal and power and weapons and ability is gun. So apparently bullets don't work on Tobias because, you know, he watched Daredevil season 3. He got a bulletproof suit.
Wait, I was like, why don't you just bust him in the head and get this shit over with?
So, yeah, so that was the second plan, was to shoot him square in the face. But he pulled out the old
Latin, which loosely translates to "bitch, please."
Which I kind of call bullshit on that, because I figure if he died and came back to life,
why would the programming remain?
Exactly.
I don't feel like they did a clear job of explaining the program and what Tattoo Man went through, which is what I think was a downside for this season. Mm-hmm. It's still very up in the air as far as what he is and how he works. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got the meta thing going on with the regeneration, but the psychological stuff,
I'm pretty sure
at some point if you die and come back, that might get wiped away.
I'm pretty sure that code that Tobias said was really to his like Alexa, and it was like turn the heat up. He was on the ground like, "A word for Lord."
You know, if his clothes progress every time he dies, then the next time he come back, he gonna be wearing long white tee.
Yep.
Alright, so yeah, Tattoo Man was dealt with easily.
I feel bad.
Again, another person coming in talking that good shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I feel bad because it's like he can never win. He just can't win.
And the episode that focused on him really made it seem like there was going to be something there.
Some type of resolution to this.
Nah, I blame him. He should have been.
That's true. He showed the thug life a long time ago.
So he wanted to be cute. It was like, I'm gonna shoot Tobias and stand over here.
Alright, so yeah, another thing that didn't end over too well, I'm gonna have to throw it out there, but Gambi. So I got questions. This goes back to what we talked about last week. Was it the Markovians that was after Gambi at the beginning of the season, or are they gone? Are they off his back?
They didn't wrap that up, but all I know is Gambi was born a hitter. And he will die.
I would question if he a medic because he took electric radiation to the face.
The hurt was necessary. He might be Batman.
Which is a question I have. Are they talking about comic book Batman
or the motherfucker in the next video?
I'm just saying. I ain't never seen Gambi and Batman in the same.
You got a point. All right, so moving on. All right, let's go into some stories that wrapped up. So, Tobias finally got his comeuppance, but he's still not dead.
He did a perk walk today, though.
He did a perk walk.
I'm going to say this much. Tobias was a real letdown.
Yeah.
As a master genius, I thought he regressed completely from where he was going.
But a lot of that
but that it was, so I'll say that, yes, but also it wasn't out of nowhere and random. It was set up.
His characters were going downhill.
It was gradual.
And they always showed us too that whenever shit, you could see the progression in his crazy. Whenever shit get out of control, he lose it.
But which brings up something that we've been referring to throughout the season about mental health and how people deal with it. Mm-hmm. But it's like I didn't like the fact that his character pretty much broke down at the end, and then he pretty much lost because of himself.
I mean, that's how it always happens.
Yeah.
When you have a character who's as powerful as he is, power meaning money, wealth, influence, even meta abilities itself, the chink has to be from within.
Because I was like, you've been one step ahead of Black Lightning this entire season, and you get taken down by this.
A lot of that was luck, and a lot of that was because, if we being honest, the good guy side has been kind of inept.
Yeah. And Tobias has been screwing himself over by being too ambitious and not thinking things through.
Looking at that titty portrait of his sister.
And you
honestly,
know
that's where it all started. That's where it all started. When his sister died, he just went down.
That's why Blade chick left, because she was like, she can't compete with the portrait.
and if you notice too, like, Tobias also had more to lose, because whenever there were mistakes made on the good guy team, think about it, this whole season, the only major loss they really had throughout the entire season was Khalil. But when Tobias loses even minorly, that fucks up his whole shit. His life is completely changed.
But he did it to himself.
Exactly.
Because think about it. Had that kid, what's his name? Has Todd been on his squad the whole time, this would have all ended up differently.
Yeah, possibly so. He would have had some more. He would have relied more on his thinkers than trying to do stuff himself.
Exactly.
But I really don't want to say it like this, but Cutter was
trying to be the ride or die chick.
But Cutter was the reason Todd died.
True, but I mean, Todd in a way probably was replacing her in a way. Like, Todd would have probably been his right hand man, his closest person in his ear. So probably someone he could rely on and trust the most. But Cutter was doing what Tobias wishes were anyway. So it's not out of the ordinary that Todd died. This is Tobias' track record. Tobias cleaned up his whole squad from the beginning of the season, people he used to run with, so that word would get out what he was doing. So she just followed through everything he normally does. Only difference was she thought she was safe.
She thought she was an excess.
She had a vagina.
So next, let's move into Dr. Jace. This one puts a bow on something and answers other questions.
The bow it puts on is that Lynn put them hands to that skank hole. Thank you.
She was hitting the feedback.
So, let me put a pause on you.
Yeah, she wasn't punching. She was pounding. That was
hammer fist. Like, I'm about to regress you back to 3rd grade, bitch. And Jefferson was over there like,
should I shock him or
should I shock Lynn? Because Lynn about to kill this. Lynn got to work out at aggression. Said, I'm tired of hitting wide bottle. I'm tired of crying in my baby's clothes.
I don't know if y'all noticed, but her glass at the end of the episode was conservatively small.
It's called therapy.
When you get to the roots of your problem, stuff tends to work itself out. Finally, I have been praying that Lynn pass on this ass whooping.
Yep. So, we'll be playing that back this summer just to rewatch that.
That might be an inside the ass whooping.
All right, so that question that we had answered, Passenger 57, a.k.a. Nightcrawler, a.k.a. the teleporter.
I would like to say something about that.
I did not respect that, though.
I really hate to be the sour grape in this bed, but I felt like he was kind of a disappointment, too.
No, actually, I have to fight back on that one. Because all this time we thought he was working with Tobias. But
you thought he was working
with Tobias. I thought he was working with
Tobias. It was never really clear who he was working with.
Well, when we find out that he works with the Markovians?
Well, he's a bounty hunter. And the thing is, like...
My only thing is Jefferson going to have to face that at some point.
Here's my thing.
He going to fuck him up.
I feel like if you were going to reveal that character at the mid-season finale like you did, it should have paid off big. And kind of similar to the Masters of Disaster, they held him back for so long that one, he was almost forgotten about if it wasn't for the fact that we've been on YouTube for several weeks asking where the fuck he was. And two, like, he literally came in, he was like you going to Markovia, bitch, and then leaves, and it's like
that's his job.
But I like that fact because it had like some kind of Marvel nostalgia for me. Because all it is setting up season 3 for this epic war that's going to go down.
Fair enough, but did we really need that set up all the way back And
I do think it's ironic that to be a teleporter, it took him so long to get the
exactly.
well. Dr. Jason's been in hiding, to be fair.
Well,
and she just now came out of the open.
Wait, who said that was the only contract?
I was literally just gonna say Henderson sucked. He contributed nothing. He let the whole town go to shit.
And he got the police station killed.
Yeah.
All right. So next, let's get into Jen. Very minor stuff, but she exhibited more control of her power, and we were getting more as far as what she can do when her emotions are in control. What are we thinking?
She was one of the most irritating parts of this entire episode. The fact that you literally almost got Gamby almost killed because you decided to go and rage monster. The fact that you had to be slapped back to reality, which showed you didn't have that much control. I just thought, like, and that's my problem, that she does things without being put in check.
Like, literally, she is the justification why Jefferson had to make those rules.
Exactly. She's just a running tantrum.
And like, even after all of that, her and Alyssa was in the hideout like, I'm gonna go out as Blackbird again. And I'm like, did you not learn any lessons? Like this is the shit that he was talking about.
And that's the part that killed, like, the fact that she didn't realize how close she was to dying. Like, had Lala just been tripping hard, and you could have just walked up and shot her while she was on the ground, and she would have been.
He could have been like, ew, and then like.
What if he got shot in the process of covering her body?
Yeah.
But what if she raised out it was a nuclear bomb in the city? Now everybody hates medicine.
And they know that, and they've already established that she could destroy the whole city.
Exactly.
And like they just glossed over it.
Yeah, so that part was really a letdown for me.
Well, only thing I'll say about that, not really pushing back, because I definitely agree, is that time was of the essence. We got stuff is going down tonight. We got Tobias on the run, and things are closing in. We got podcasts to say. We got City going to hell. We got Tobias running to his hideout, and we can find him.
And that's fair enough, but like. And this isn't me like wanting to see her like get a whooping or anything like that. But it's more like someone say something about this disobedient child that obviously does not respect your rules and regulations in the house.
She was literally about to break Rule 3 in front of Jefferson's face.
Yeah.
Like, you about to die trying to stop her.
Like,
but instead, no, we'll just sing.
Cool.
At the end, Black Family Picnic, whatever.
Yeah. So I will say one thing that's kind of weird. She didn't have the suit that they showed in the promos. Not the promos on TV, but they showed a finished product of her suit. We didn't get that in the show.
And then she said the suit was done, and I was like, but is it?
Is it? That looks a little more laser tag than what Jefferson. One question. I guess it makes sense. Turns out Creflo was not dead. He was just in a coma.
But he looked like he looked worse than when he got in the coma.
I was like, did they shoot you with age bullets? Like, he looked like he was dying in the church.
Exactly.
But I have a couple of issues with that whole scene and the whole like stereotype of retreating to the church as the only place of
refuge.
Exactly. Well, not just that, the only moral center. Like, the entire city is going to chaos, but the only church is the only place where people can actually rationalize and make sense as the focal point. Because I've seen, like, in most black films, that always seems to be the trope. So it was kind of a issue with me, just leaning on that.
Well, the entire city wasn't there. It wasn't filled to capacity. So you still have those who were, if you want to say level-minded or just looking for refuge, that was the place to go. At the end of the day, the church is what it is in the black community. It can, it has its faults, but it also is it can be a force of good, or a force of neutrality, should I say. So,
which kind of explains the way it's been portrayed in this series, because we was always waiting for that hammer to drop to see if Creflo was gonna turn or whatever. But I feel like the way they do that kind of adds intrigue to that entity in a whole in the series. This episode in particular, though, I'm not gonna lie, it just felt like needless padding.
It was, yeah.
It was padding, he had been away for so long. And even when he was around, like, we didn't really focus on him before he got shot. But in a roundabout way, he had a full character arc from last season to now because he didn't trust Black Lightning before.
Yeah, now he's saying,
and now he's saying God sent Black Lightning and thunder to the city.
One thing that wasn't really, I feel like wasn't addressed enough in this episode was, yeah, we got the riots and everything based off what happened from the last episode with Cape Guy getting shot, but there was no conclusion or resolution to this. It was kind of reminiscent of what happened with the Rodney King riots and LA riots and everything, but there was no like, okay, so are we holding the police accountable, or are we?
There wasn't even any media attention behind it.
Yeah, and that could have been, and that's why I said before that Henderson was a disappointment and a wasted episode. Because that should have been his storyline.
Because remember, after they caught the dirty people, he was like, "I'm going to make up. This is going to be my stance." That the police will be transparent and more open to the community.
Yeah.
And throughout the season, he hasn't shown not one instance of that.
Yeah, I don't even feel like he's a leader there. It seems like stuff just happens around him and then he just leaves.
To be honest with you, I don't feel like he wants to be a leader there.
Yeah, possibly.
In this, I'm not even dogging Duke's performance because he probably isn't given much to begin with. Because they're pulling at so many different strings. Like, if he's going to lead the manhunt against Tobias, if he's going to be conflicted about Black Lightning and who he is, or if he's going to step up and turn the police force around.
So, last thing that we did not get a conclusion to is Grace Choi.
We didn't get a conclusion to Looker.
We didn't get a conclusion to why all the pie kids are swole. I want to be on the pie kid diet.
Or thick.
Yeah, all the women were thick.
Yeah, extra thick.
Like, I'm talking about then a Snickers bar. Put me on that pie, yo. I want to get that pie.
Just don't.
Like, what powers I got?
Just don't end up like homeboy leaning up the pod.
That motherfucker been dead for 3 episodes. Just dangling. That extra like, yo, man, can I go to the bathroom? No. Stay there.
Alright, so the pod kids are out, they're walking around. Apparently they've gotten their senses back. They know that they have powers and that people may be after them, some are laying low. So we'll see where this goes in the next season, if pod kids become an issue in the community, or if the ASA maybe might need Black Lightning them to help round them up to fight off the Markovians, which are coming, which apparently is a big threat. And who else to deliver this message? Breaking up the family gathering.
Yeah, I know you don't fucked up. That's his name. I know you don't fucked up. It was hilarious because Jefferson was crying and his pudding.
I miss how like we are family and all that stuff.
That little sisterhood of traveling pants. And then out of the corner next to the DVD player. Can I get some of that cobbler? Everybody heads heard and see, I know you done fucked up. And he's sitting there all smooth. It was like, how the hell you get my house? You didn't answer the question. Can I get some of that cobbler?
No, is it cherry, apple, or peach?
Well, since I'm in a black household, I know it's peach. But I love this because it didn't leave it hanging. He let them know, hey, I know you guys are a superpower family, but you guys need to know Markovians are coming for that ass.
Yeah, I want to double down on that. That was a great way to end the season, and mainly because I don't want to say it cleans up all of the questionable things that he was doing.
I don't like that he killed his team that responded.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Amanda Waller and Nick Fury.
And that's what they were going for.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, you don't have to copy those characters. Be your own character. And when he killed off those folks that found out who Black Lightning was along with him, that was clearly an Amanda Waller move from that garbage-ass Suicide Squad movie that we do not talk about anymore.
But my thing is, I love the complexity of his character. I hope that he you will be more into, especially in the third season. But you know, I thought it was a nice roundabout way to bring him around.
One of the reasons I really liked it is because the ending of this episode officially said, you are not street vigilantes anymore. It's time to be superheroes.
Exactly. That's
like the shit's real now. We not fighting thugs on the street in they velour suits and they white tees. Like, this is international now. And that's why I'm really feeling it, because like I kind of feel like season 3 is
they're about to put together
which is why I love the title of Omega. It was like, this is the last time. You enjoy this time that you guys have. Enjoy this happy-go-lucky life with this. This is the last day of it.
And they may actually go to Markovia.
I got a feeling it might be a little bit more international than that. And maybe that's how Grace Troy will come back.
But I'm going to say this, another thing about, you done fucked up. It answers why he's been pushing Lynn the way he's been doing. Because there were some instances where they actually got along and would see eye to eye and, were congenial with each other.
All right, last thing. Markovians are coming. Metas are coming. ASA, he done fucked up. He got a secret in the bag.
3 pods.
Yep. So we figured that he scooped up Issa, because either that kid was dead or he got scooped up by the ASA. Truth serum guy. So sure, whatever. Wendy, yeah, we know that she's been in custody.
Truth serum guy?
Yeah. Okay. It's not Static. I know you want Static to be on the show.
We all want to be Static.
I don't think it's happening anytime soon.
Well, instead of Static, we get Khalil.
Painkiller is coming back.
You know what kept him alive? His virginity.
God damn.
You thought he was gonna die ass up in the hospital with his girlfriend whispering in his ear, "I miss you, baby." The residual energy from his boulder pushed the blood back to his heart, which resuscitated him. And I know you done fucked up, walked into the room, was like, "We're gonna put you back together." A bigger virgin than you were before.
Virgin or version?
Virgin. I'm talking about Nelly before the Heightened Hair video. Virgin.
So let's leave it there tonight. This was probably going to run kind of long. But we will be back probably maybe once or twice this summer to just give our initial final thoughts about the season and where we hope season 3 goes. But like we said, we got a lot of conclusions, a lot of answers, and some things kind of fizzled. Unfortunately, maybe we'll go back and watch a couple of things just to see if we missed something, like the Gamby question, that's still kind of open in the air for us. So next time we come back, we'll have a more definitive kind of talk about that. But until then, we will see you this summer, and also be back for season 3.
Quick random thing, I'm gonna say this. So we go to MomoCon, we go to DragonCon.
Yeah.
Anybody that's watching that's gonna go to those things, I want to see someone in a Tattoo Man cosplay, velour suit and everything. I want to see it. I want to see it.
I'm gonna be honest, it might be me. I know Outlet Mall is close.
Tattoos and everything. Like, I want to see the full 9.
Like
the neck vibe and everything. I might even give you $5.
Yeah.